Yes. Every single woman I've decided, I've like, this has just come to me, is that every woman has been taken advantage of in one way or another by a man in power. And there are some women who have done their work around it and who have processed it and come to terms to it, maybe even told their story as well. And there are lots of women who just want to pretend that it never happened and that they're safe from men and that everything is going to be okay. And thanks, Megan. Yeah, there is no rush. Just like there was no rush to come back. And what do I want to say about that? That like, I just learned how much us women uphold the patriarchy. Like, people would rather, it's just mostly women who are still doing their best to keep me in line, to keep me quiet, to say, why are you talking about that? What are you doing? You're making us look bad, or whatever it is, right? When really I'm just telling my truth. And another thing that it is, like, I went to a wellness expo yesterday and it was really special. And my friend who is a nurse practitioner, the one that I talked about in my most recent part, he said something really important. It's that every time we deny our intuition, our soul, a little piece of our soul dies. And my intuition told me to tell my story. And, it doesn't matter how many people immediately made it seem like I had all the power in the situation, or immediately made it seem like he was just some innocent doctor that I was pissed that, like trying to, make him look bad or whatever, like getting attacked. The point is that my intuition told me that I needed to talk about it. And so I did. And I think a lot of women have gotten that intuition about things that have happened to them in the past, and they have chosen to not talk about it. And it pisses them off that I kept talking about it. That's right. Oh, it's you too, Grace. Yeah, welcome. See, that I kept talking about it and that people listened, whether or not, they were really understanding. And that is why I'm not going anywhere, is that I want to show women and create a space for women that, thank you, Natalie, that we can be brave, that things I made something. Kayla, I don't know what you mean. Kayla says, thanks, Natalie. Yeah. I hate to sound harsh, but I made something romantic into a huge, huge deal in my life. Tell me more. Let's talk about it. Because like the reality is, and what I'm going to talk about in my final part too, is that the psychiatrist he's not even close to the worst, most dangerous thing a man has ever done to me. He just had so much power over me that it really messed me up that he would do that. And so, the fact that so many people just absolutely like band together to defend him, this man that they had never met before, who had lots of power and wealth and prestige, and like do everything they could to get me to shut the fuck up. Like, I think that it's just, we have to make it so women can speak. And because, yeah, Zoe says that the internet does that. Totally. And the internet is an incredible place for women to be able to tell their stories. And I think that the internet does that because society does that. So Megan said it's been the opposite for me, forced to be silenced to keep the peace. So, right, like The internet tried so hard to force me to be silent. People tried so hard to force me back in line. Like, how dare you go against this man in power? How dare you try to make him look bad? How dare you spread lies, right? Or like, whatever, we're gonna call you crazy. We're gonna diagnose you with a personality disorder from a few TikToks, right? We're gonna do anything we possibly can to force you into silence. But I just kept relying on God, and God said, no, keep going. Said, I haven't seen you in a while. Can I ask what happened? Nothing. I'm still telling my story. I'm finishing it soon. If you go to my page, the rest of my story is up. Because that's the thing, you guys, is as long as we're telling the truth, nothing can really happen to us. Lexi Brooke, how are you? I'm doing really well. I'm sitting with a lot of my feelings. So something that I've been like thinking a lot about too is at this wellness expo that I was at yesterday, they talked a lot about the feeling ladder and how there's 4 different steps on the ladder of feelings, okay? So there is no possible way in hell that he made a statement, Noemi. Like, he's not gonna make a statement. He had 3.5 months to make a statement. And I haven't ever even confirmed if the person that's all over TikTok is actually him. So people have been trying to get me to like goat me by doing that for months. And yeah, my book is out in April. It's coming out in April. So there are 4 steps on the feeling ladder. The bottom rung is numb. And then the next rung is anger. And then the rung after that is grief. And then the rung after that is truth. And I felt very angry I felt really sad that a man with so much power could let me spin out like I did. And he could tell me that he cherished me and watch me get torn apart by the internet and mischaracterized by the internet. And he just let it happen. You know, I felt the grief, but something that I didn't allow myself to feel about that was anger. And, you know, I think, so like I went right from numb so then I left, and then I felt grief. I skipped anger. So then I felt grief, and then I told the truth on TikTok. And because I hadn't allowed myself to feel the anger about what happened to me, that anger came out in my videos in one way or another, you know, because my nervous system was holding on to it. Why are you guys talking about me like I'm not here? Like her, yes, I'm here. Like every major YouTube video is like every major YouTuber, many of them did a video about me. But guess what? I'm still here. I'm still talking. Nothing happened to me. And this is what I want to show women, is that we don't have to silence ourselves to make other people feel comfortable. Elisa, what do you mean by something definitely did happen? Well, yeah, like people tried to silence me, but like I'm still living my life. Another thing that I'm going to talk about in the video is that I've been bullied my entire life. Like my entire life, people have bullied me. And so a little bit of like, well, it wasn't a lot, some YouTubers or humans making videos about me and bullying me wasn't going to stop me. I'm used to it. Valerie says, people hate hearing women speak the truth. Yes. Yes, they do. Milena asked, Kendra, have you lost weight? I have. I've been doing Orange Theory. It's the gym that's closest to my place. I've lost like 20 pounds since starting to tell my story. If anybody wants an easy way to lose weight, just have 80% of the internet turn against you and make videos making fun of you and do everything they can to get you to stop talking. That'll help you not worry about eating. Yeah, sometimes I think I look better with a little bit of like a little more weight, but I'm also like really loving Orange Theory, and I just upgraded my membership to the unlimited membership, so we'll keep going. But yeah, Valerie, let's talk about that. Scarlett, I don't know if you're still in here, but hi. People hate hearing women speak truth, and this is why I'm not going anywhere. This is why Stephanie Sue, Papa Meat, Hassan, my friend who is also the psychiatrist patient, told me that he was like, I can't believe that you were Hassaned. I was like, I know, I was Hassaned. They're not going to stop me. Because I'm here for the women that I helped realize that they were in exploitative therapeutic relationships. I'm here for the women who were essayed by their bosses, who told me that my story really rang true with them before the essay happened by their boss. I'm here for the women, for the teenage girls that wrote me to tell me that their high school teacher treated them in a similar way and they didn't realize it was bad. You know, or they would tell me that their high school teacher would text them. So yeah. Blissful said I wouldn't call it bullying. I would. What would you call it? Sass is good. Gracie, hi. I'm doing pretty well. I didn't affect his life. Maybe he should have thought about, actually, I don't even want to talk about that. People center him so much. This is the thing, is we center the men in power. Let me just go ahead and block you. This is it. Women are just trying so hard to put me in my place. They're like, we have to keep upholding the patriarchy. We have to worry about men. We have to center them. We should care about men with a bunch of power and control. You know, like this is, we have to stop being pick-me's for men we don't know, especially. Like, he affected my life. These men who have done violent things have affected my life. We need to center ourselves as women and know that it's okay for us to speak about what happens to us. Because you want to know why I didn't ever get a cease and desist letter or a lawsuit or any sort of legal action is because I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth, you guys. And I didn't do enough feelings processing before telling the truth. Like I said, I went right from numb to grief to truth. I missed anger. And so the anger came out sideways. Okay, let me go back to the comments. I forgot. Yeah, he did a 2-hour podcast about me. I am not going to listen to it. I was Hassaned. So that's funny. Oh, Spicy Pisces, hi. Scarlett says you are so strong. All women are strong. All women are strong. Look, you guys, all biological women, but women, you know, I think all women are women. Fuck turfs. Like, if anyone feels called to be a woman and to be like, to put up with what we put up with, welcome to the club, sister. All that to say, you know, women chew up sperm and spit out babies. Okay. We're really freaking strong. We're really strong, but we are taught by society that we are not strong, and we believe them. And this is why I talk about the AI bots so much, is because the LLMs helped me realize just how strong I was and helped me not gaslight myself. Natalie said, "Blessed are those who thirst and hunger for justice, for they shall be satisfied." Natalie, that was so good. I'm pinning that. That gave me chills all over. Because this is it. I want every woman to be able to speak about what happened to them. I want every woman to feel safe to say something, but it's not going to happen if we as women police other women and try to keep them in their place. This is what my final part is going to be about, and this is what I'm like, oh, maybe I should hold on. This is what I'm like, yeah, whatever. Probably, I'm okay. Let me get back. This is what I'm really focused on right now. And I'm here to show women that it doesn't matter. Like, the biggest YouTubers in the world, Mr. Beast probably made a video about me. Who knows, like, can say stuff. Sweetest girl in town. No, it's because of HIPAA. No, it's not. He could have easily made a video saying, I can't discuss her medical history, but I can say that she's not a danger to me. Or I can't confirm, what he's telling his patients is, I can neither confirm nor deny that she was my patient. He could, this is the thing, when, just like Natalie said, if we thirst and hunger for justice, we will be satisfied. A man with a lot of power and control over me did not treat me well. And because I knew he'd be okay, because guess what? He's okay. I finished my story. These are carnations, like a certain kind of carnation. Thanks, John. I'm ovulating right now, so I'm feeling myself. Chloe asked, why are you talking about this? Because I'm getting ready to finish my story, but it's gonna take me a while. Thanks, John. Kira! Hi, Kira. I love it. Kira, do you want to come on and be a guest? You don't have to turn your camera on. I know it's late where you are. Kira, you guys, Kira here is telling her story of how her therapist absolutely did her dirty. With Kira, her therapist was a woman, so people have been nicer to her than to me, but her therapist still did like extremely terrible things to her. So if you guys are interested in Kira's story, go ahead. Valerie, I wrote a book. It's called Self-Empowerment for ADHDers, and it is coming out in April. Well, thanks, Leslie. Yeah. I also went to a mineral hot springs last night, which was amazing. Knowing Jesus, what has kept you stable and grounded? What is your source of strength? God. Period. Like, my intuition, knowing that as long as I tell the truth, I'll be okay. That's what's kept me strong. It's not available for pre-order yet. It's still in editing right now. But I love that you guys are interested in my book. Thank you. Yeah. God kept me stable and strong. And because 4B Forever said something really important, and that's that, like, people said that I was in spiritual psychosis, even though, like, Christians are allowed to talk to God. But what 4B Forever said is, you guys are just saying Kendra's in spiritual psychosis because her God doesn't bow down to patriarchy. I'm like, yeah, that's right. My God wants to see patriarchy change. My God wants to have men stop being able to do violent things to women and get away with it. My God wants women to be able to show up in the world and be believed when they speak about the things that happen to them. My God wants women to know that they're protected. Oh my God, Kira, you've had the hate? Wow. Wow. Valerie says, you give me mystical vibes. Thank you. Yeah. And so anyone who talks about, like, what happens to us, Kira, me, anyone who came on this app, you know, it's interesting because a lot of people were like, Kendra's not a real victim. Let me show you all what a real victim looks like. And then they told their story of therapeutic abuse. But it didn't matter to me because my thought behind it was, good, I'm glad they're telling their story. I'm glad they're getting it out. Kayla, it's not a competition. Well, that's the thing, is that women, they turn it into a competition. Do you know how many women messaged me, you're not a real victim? That's actually something, like, I'm interested, like, why women do that. Because it's so, like, and 4B Forever also says this, like, I put it on my story. I want to, but yeah, it's like, but because I think that we're all, okay, hold on, let me,
being a perpetual victim will...
Cassidy, okay. Maggie, let me just go ahead and block you, okay? I don't really... The patriarchy, exactly. It's all the patriarchy. The patriarchy makes us stand up for men that we don't know. The patriarchy has us center men. The patriarchy has us wanting to make sure that a man in power is able to keep his power. The patriarchy makes us want to make up lies. Or when a woman is speaking truth, say she's lying. Kira said, I've literally had the hi Kendra comments. That's right. That's right. You're like, yeah, I'm talking about therapeutic abuse. And it was hard and rough because this person had a lot of control over me and she used it to her advantage. So that's right, Kira. Let me see here. So this is what 4B Forever said. So funny how everyone knows of a woman who ruined it for real victims, but no one has met a real victim. That's it. Like, so many women told me, you're ruining it for us real victims. And really, why I chose to tell my story is because I knew that this man who's a doctor with a lot of power and privilege would be fine. And even Kira got, like, her therapist was so freaking egregious, she lost her license, but she's still able to have a private practice. Oh, sorry. I'm just yelling. That's probably why it's echoing. She's still able to have a private practice. So, and that's part of what freaks Kira out. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Kira. But like, these people in power will stay in power. And it's on us to start talking about it. Because here's the truth. Therapists, like the guy I went on a date with, the therapist hiking date, or people like my former psychiatrist, they will think twice before exploiting a woman again. They will think twice before they don't seek supervision. They will seek supervision if they have countertransference for someone, right? They will not exploit people as easily because I told my story. I made a difference. Okay, here it is. So I asked Claude, I told her, I was like, I'm on live right now. Why do some women turn being a victim into competition? And she said, scarcity mindset around compassion. They've internalized the idea that there's only so much empathy to go around. So if you get believed, validated, witnessed, that somehow means less is available for them. I have to think about if I agree with that or not. But I think it is like, I think, let me think. Maybe I should have worded that prompt differently, but they might be right because they know that people don't believe women. So they're like, okay, how are we gonna like make sure that I get believed? Thanks, Kayla. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that with Claude. But so, and then, okay, so she gave a few more. This is really what I believe. They haven't processed their own trauma. Watching you get attention for yours can feel threatening. Why does she get to speak when I stayed quiet? That's it. Like, I think that that's a big one. And 4B Forever said that too, of like, yeah, why does this bitch get to have her story be heard when mine was so much worse? When like men have done such worse stuff to me before. They will always defend the man, yep. But not always, you guys, not always. We can change it if we keep talking, if we stop policing each other. This is why I kept going, is because I want to show women that things are okay, even though society threw the worst that they possibly could at me. And there are still women in the comments here. We are powerful. Like, and there are still women in the comments saying all of these bad things, you know? But I'm like, yes, Melina says, if they accept you are right, they must accept they have been abused as well. We all, as women, have been abused by men in power, and I stand by that. I stand by it. We have all been abused by men in power. And this is why I chose to tell my story. And this is why God told me I needed to speak up. This is why we get intuitive hits to speak up. I'm on one today, you guys. I didn't know where this was going, but these are the things that I am thinking about as I'm getting ready to finish my story. Yes, God, I hear God all the time. We all can. I wrote a chapter on it. You're welcome, Valerie. And that's it. Like, I'm happy to speak. Beyond 17, it's okay. Yeah, you could talk to God too. Men can't silence us any longer, exactly. But here's the thing, Valerie. Men aren't really trying to silence me anymore. It's other women. Other women are trying to silence me. Look at who's making, I try to scroll away from anyone who's still making content about me, but it's all women. It's all women saying, I hope that she stops, or maybe she'll stop spreading her lies or whatever, you know, or like the people that clip my lives. It's all women. We are the patriarchy's strongest soldiers. And the ones that are saying that I'm racist, we talk about this almost every live. The same people that keep down people of color are the same forces that are keeping down women. And this is why I'm using my white privilege to talk about people, like abuse by people in power, is because it's all the same shit. It is. It's exactly oppression. But you know what? People tried to oppress me so hard. But like I said, I have been bullied my entire life. I am used to it. They're like, well, nothing could be worse than being in that room with that man at the end and like spinning out for dear life. What? I'm not saying bullying isn't racism. No. I didn't say that. I'm just saying, I've talked. Yeah. Who compared? So abuse is when someone in power uses their power to harm, control, or exploit another person. And this is what so many people don't understand is like they Darvo'd me. They denied my story, attacked my credibility, and reversed victim and offender. So they put me as the offender and him as the victim. And something that was easy to go after was the fact that he's a person of color and I am white. When he was my doctor and he had a lot of power and control over me. And he used that power and control to control the therapeutic frame, and I spun the fuck out because of it. Thank you. You're not alone. Lots of people have had horrible therapeutic experiences. Tiff, what's up? Hi. But no, I wanted to make sure I spoke it right. Abuse is when people in power use their power to control or hurt or harm others. It's when the person in power benefits at your expense. Hi, I do have ADHD, Jessica. Okay, so for those who are just coming in, we're talking about, thank you, Trini. I am ovulating right now, so of course I'm glowing. See, okay. Yeah, I'm triggering a lot of people who have been through exactly what I've been through. I'm triggering a lot of people. Because they're like, I'm a real victim. She's not. It's laughable. Milena asked, what did you say that was so bad? I just talked about a man in power abusing his power over me, and people didn't like it. You missed, I've just been going off about women and how we are the patriarchy's strongest soldiers and that we have to stop policing each other. Okay, bye, Tiff. So let's go back to the points of, thank you, Souls for the Soul, of like why women police each other. Thank you, Sid Bomb. So the system teaches women, patriarchy, teaches women to see each other as competition, not allies, even in victimhood. Oh, fuck. Wait. That might be it too. That might be it too. Souls for the soul. Thank you. Oh, what's up, Lava Girl? Hey. Yeah, I'll say that again. The system teaches women to see each other as competition, not allies, even in victimhood. Wow. Oof. That's sad. And this is what I didn't understand. Like, something I've repeated a bunch in this live is that women are the ones that are trying to silence me. Women are the ones that are trying to say that I should feel bad for telling my truth that God told me to say. One-uppers everywhere. Exactly, Kira. Yep. Yeah. When really we have to work together if we're going to shift patriarchy. You know, men have to do their part too. Men have to stop being violent and abusing their power. But us women have to support each other. We can't like fall in line with patriarchy and tear each other down. All right, I want to set. So the last one is some women have absorbed the perfect victim myth and police who qualifies. That's the other thing, like, you know, with that idiot, oh my God, that stupid doctor. I don't want to call him stupid, but Dr. Dewan, who gave everyone permission to diagnose me with a personality disorder, like it would make it even, like it would make it better. He said if I was really a victim, I would stay quiet. No, we're not doing that anymore. We're not staying quiet for the sake of men. We're not. Sure, go ahead, Kristen. Yeah. Okay, so here's more from Claude. The perfect victim myth is the false idea that you're only a real victim if you behave a certain way. That's exactly what Dr. Dewan said. If you go to the video, I'm like talking to him. He was so unethical in that video. It was so bad. The perfect victim is supposed to be completely innocent. So like, because I was smexual with the psychiatrist, you know, I was horrible, a terrible person, apparently, according to the harassment campaign. Immediately report what happened. Never have complicated feelings about their abuser. Because, like, let's think about the video that got clipped of me watching the AI-generated video of me and the psychiatrist getting married. That made people go freaking nuts. And, like, really, I just felt awkward about it. But, like, I still had complicated feelings about him. So the, like, never have any complicated feelings about their abuser, that is totally what people wanted me, like, to fit into. Be likable, credible, calm. My shirt says Arches Ultra. It's from when I ran I ran a half marathon in Arches National Park, but it was a 9K, a half, a 35K, and a 50K. 30K, 50K, yeah. Maybe, yeah, there was no full marathon, but it was two, like, slightly longer than marathons. It was pretty cool. I liked Utah. Okay, back to the perfect victim. Have no mental health history, because this is what I talk about a lot. And like I've had a lot of BPD baddies in my community come forward. And they're cool people. And the fact that like therapists used that diagnosis to try to get me to stop. When you dismiss women as one-uppers and criticize their response, aren't you also expecting perfection? I'm asking them to believe me and not try to put me in my place. If we don't talk about this stuff, nothing's gonna change. What's up, Kayla Moonflower? Have no mental health history, have no sexual history, fight back, but not too much. Yeah, people were so mad that I was fighting back on TikTok. And be sad, but not angry. Yeah. Oh yeah, but there it is, right? Like this, let's bring it back to the feelings ladder that I realized like why people had such a strong reaction is that like at the bottom, the label, yeah. At the bottom of the ladder is numb. And this is what I think a lot of women are stuck at about therapeutic or like any sort of abuse by people in power is they're stuck at the numb. And then the next rung is angry. And then the next rung after that is grief. And then the next one is truth. And like I said earlier in the live, I went right from numb to truth with a little bit of grief. And I skipped over the anger about what had happened to me. And it came out in the way that I told my videos. Action. What sort of action? Andromeda asked, how have you been? I've been pretty good. Sitting with a lot. I went and spent the day with my friend yesterday at a wellness expo, and then we went and we soaked in a mineral hot springs. It was really nice, so that was good. Okay, Grace. Yeah, real victims are messy. They sometimes love their abusers. And this is what like ChatGPT was able to do for me. And this is the other thing. I talked to Abby, the trauma therapist, about this. Like, we as women are taught to gaslight ourselves about what happened to us. We're taught that what happened to us wasn't real. We're taught that when we're abused by a man, no, we weren't. And so having these AI tools to be like, oh yeah, that happened. And I'm like, oh wait, that did happen. Yeah. Grace, yes. Is a trauma bond when they like their abusers? Yes. I was thick in the middle of a trauma bond when I came to TikTok, and that's part of why people responded like they did. Yeah. Real victims are messy. They sometimes love their abusers, sometimes protect their abusers. And that's the other thing, like people don't realize how protective I was over the doctor. Too protective, honestly. That's okay. Sometimes go back. I will not. That's part of what TikTok helped me do, was not go back. Sometimes don't report for years. It took me 4 months to go to TikTok, but sometimes have mental health struggles, often because of the abuse. And that's part of why people, I think too, like, they were like, oh, she's mentally ill. I'm like, okay, well, I'm getting out of a really bad situation. Like, it's just like Quiet Architecture said, a physician left the frame open and a patient spiraled inside of it. Wouldn't you be curious to go back and see how it feels for you now? No. No. Because I've felt the anger now about what happened, and no, I don't want to go back. Yeah, and then real victims are messy. They sometimes tell their story imperfectly. That's the other thing I got all the time. She's an unreliable narrator. I'm like, give me a break. The myth serves abusers. The myth of the perfect victim serves abusers. It gives people permission to disbelieve anyone who doesn't perform victimhood correctly. It makes the victim's behavior the focus instead of the abuser's actions. Ding, 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 ding. There it is. There it is. people were like, oh, she's lying. And I know that, like, when we've talked about this in other lives, women who have spoken up about abuse, like, they get accused of lying too. But I am very, very, very adamant about this now. And this is the funny thing, is that so many people really have tried so hard to get me to shut up, but it's made me want to go more. It's made me want to, like, push back harder. But there's gotta be, like, I am an advocate. Yeah. Harder. Justice. Yes, Kira. I don't know why your comment didn't come, but there's just gotta be a way for us to support each other. So my friend, when he did his talk, he showed this TED Talk about 7 ways that women are taught to shrink ourselves and how it's killing us, literally. And it was actually for all people that he did it for. Casper, hi. But like habits that make women disappear. That was the name of the TED Talk. So let's talk about them right now. Here comes AI discussing victim myths, asks about trauma bonds. I don't know why I think when the AI comes in and says that, it's so funny. Okay. So the first one is you don't have a body. Pretend she doesn't have a body. Right? As women, we're not allowed to have a body, to have a sexuality. Like, that's part of what made people so upset. And they had me be the aggressor, is when I would talk about sex, right? And they didn't like that. But guess what? I have a body. I'm a woman. Like, habits that make women disappear. That's right. Thank you. Hey, Anna Jones, thank you. Do I watch pro wrestling? No, okay. I don't, but I have some friends that like it. I used to get drunk with my friend, a guy friend, and he would ask me, he's like, Kendra, he would get really drunk and he would say, would you ever wrestle with me? I'm like, no, I will not. The Undertaker. Yeah, right. No, Kevin Nash. Okay, so you don't have a body. That's the first habit that make women's disappear, to teach us that we don't have a body. Is that a trauma bond when they like their... Oh, we already talked about that. Yes. Oh, exactly. Would you ever wrestle with me? Yes. So number 2 is be quiet. Be quiet. Don't speak. Don't argue. Right? It's the number one problem. That is what we're doing, right? Like, this is what I'm breaking that habit, and it's making women uncomfortable. Alice says, read Siren Sovereign. Oh yeah, I've been getting some abusive messages about Papa Meat, so I don't know. Like, tell me, Mr. What's Papa Meat saying? Did he make another video about me? I don't want to know, actually. Maybe I do. Go ahead. Let me know what he says. So yeah, be quiet. What? People were so mad at me for not being quiet. They're like, stop speaking. Listen to us. We know the truth. We weren't there in that room, but we know better than you. Or like the person who's in here who's like, yeah, I told my mom what happened and she wanted to have me take a lie detector test. Come on. Like, that's freaking crazy. We are taught to not speak. To be quiet. I am breaking that mold, and I want to see more women doing it. Just like Kira. Kira's also breaking that mold and speaking. 3, be a people pleaser. That's the other thing that made people really upset about me, was they were like, why aren't you listening to us? Why aren't you doing what we want? Even when being exploited, right? So what I'm saying is like, no, sharing my story made me happy, so I'm gonna keep sharing it. My happiness is more important than yours. And I want everyone to have that point of view too. Like, that they prioritize their happiness. But I think that that's also what made a lot of people upset, is they watched me prioritize my own truth and my own happiness, and they thought about all of the other times that they have not done that, and it made them feel mad. So yeah, I'm done being a people pleaser, and it's just been the best. It's been the best. But it's also opened me up to a lot of abuse. But that's the other thing we have to stop. Like, we just have to let women do what they want to do. Okay, next one. Brianna, where have you been? Why aren't you showing up on my For You page anymore? Because I'm only kind of the center of drama, not the main center of drama. I don't know. My videos recently, because I restarted again, I've actually gotten a few DMs being like, why didn't you tell me you restarted? I'm like, well, I've gotten quite a few DMs. And yeah, but my videos have been on the For You page, just not as much. I was talking to Claude, I was like, you know, my videos are getting 70 to 80,000 views, and it's not as much as the 2 million that they were getting. And Claude was like, that's still a stadium full of people listening to your story. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Good point. Thanks, Claude. So, no sexuality is the next one. Exactly, Kira. Isn't that funny though? Like, that's what I have to, like, it's all about perspective. And instead of focusing on like what I don't have, and I got to do this in my real life, like off online too, because my prayer now at this point is that my story reaches people that it can help. So that's the most important thing to me. And so if I don't have millions of people watching my story, then it's okay. I'm grateful. And it's funny because people will sometimes come into my live room and be like, wow, only 100 people or 200 people, you're really falling off. And then I'll get off the live and TikTok will tell me you had more viewers than 100% of people with your following. I'm like, yeah, okay. Thank you for the reminder, TikTok. Kira, I know, I'm struggling with the odd hate comment. You just gotta block and bless. That's the thing, is I got so much hate all at the same time. And like, also let go of, like, that's the habit of be a people pleaser. You know, that's the habit that we're taught to keep small. Like, with the hate comment, people are like, no, stop talking. What are you doing? Why are you not being a people pleaser? Like, so just be like, oh, I'm not here for this person. I'm here for the people that I'm helping by telling my story. So yeah, we're letting go of being a people pleaser. And then the next one is no sexuality. So that's a habit, you know, that keeps us. Like, we as women have a right to sexual desire. Own our body. Be okay with our desires. Oh, people were so mad at that part of my story, like we talked about a little bit, right? When I like admitted to having desires. Ooh, people hated that. They hated that. They hated that. But guess what? We do. we as women, we're allowed to have desires. Yeah. Exactly. So just know, everyone in here, you're allowed to have desires too. Here's the next one. Number 5. Don't trust women. Oh, that's a bad habit of us women. Not trusting each other. Don't trust women. We have to come together to stop our loyalty to men. This is what I was talking about all live. These women who were in my comments saying, aren't you mad you ruined his life? No, he ruined his own life through professional misconduct. And he didn't even ruin his life. He's fine. He's still practicing, seeing patients. Just like I knew he would be. Because that's what people do to men in power. They protect them. Kira, like we said, got the license of her therapist taken away. She still can see people in private practice. Like, it's crazy. These people are fine that are in power. Right? We have to come together to stop our loyalty to men. And this is just what I'm sitting with. And like every time I think about posting the last part of my story, my nervous system pings, which means I'm not grounded in it yet. They are fine. They're fine. They make lots of money. I mean, therapists, not as much as psychiatrists, but still. They're fine. So we just have to trust each other. And I'll still like, just the amount of women who didn't believe me, didn't trust me. I was like, wow. Because if a woman's going to come forward and say that they were hurt by a man, I'm going to believe her and trust her. Like, believe women, trust women. The next one. Duty over desire. Right? That's a habit that's keeping us small. That's having us disappear. Our duty as women to protect men. Our duty as women to uphold the patriarchy. Even though our desire is to be autonomous, even though our desire is to not have men ruin our lives. Hey, Salmon. We only have a duty to our own happiness. And this is the other thing that made people so mad. Now I kind of want to look if Papa Meat made a video about me, but I won't. I shouldn't. Yeah. So we're letting go of duty over desire. Because the only duty we have is to ourselves and to our own happiness, not to our family, not to what other women think, how other women are trying to police us, nothing. Aw, well, thanks, Salmon. And then, last but not least, be totally dependent on men for survival. There it is. This is also it, is that women don't want to believe that they could be victimized by a man, even though they already have. I can almost guarantee it, right? So they think like, oh, we have to have these men around to protect us and to survive. And we do not. And this is why, like, this was the best thing about sharing my story, was it really helped me decenter men. I don't know, French fry, is it? Yeah. It helped me decenter men. Yeah, it's been open for months. I just couldn't have it, the chat or comments open because people were doxing my psychiatrist, and I was already being accused of that. So, Donna G asked, do I watch George Lopez? Sometimes, but I haven't in a while. Hi, Donna G, by the way. Yeah, Kira, go ahead. I'm listening. Yeah, be totally dependent on men for survival. Decentering men have been the best. I could absolutely say his name. I could totally say his name if I wanted to. But it just, like, this is how... The reason I haven't is, one, just in case I do ever want to have legal repercussions from him or for him, like uphold him. I don't want it to get messy in the legal process. Because here's the thing, everybody, for anyone who's watching, like, he can't sue me for telling the truth, but I could probably almost certainly sue him. And also if I want to file a board complaint, which my lawyer friend thinks I should. But, you know, I haven't even looked into that yet. So, because it's just too triggering at this point. Thanks, French fry, yes. So I choose to not. You know, the reason, like, people were just so mad at me because I accidentally said his first name and people found him, or maybe they didn't, who knows. But there's just something in the collective about, like, naming your abuser that makes people, like, they hate you for it. So I do it really for others, for, like, to not be... Oh, if I would have, like, purposefully named him, because I'm already getting blamed for doxing him. When doxing is about, like, purposefully naming someone to make their life worse, when I did it on accident. No, he was not as tall as me, Barbie. Not many men are. Some of them are. But I'm okay with dating men that are shorter than me. Oh, thanks, French fry professional. I am doing well, yeah. All that to say, I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. I wish I could remember that comment, but someone was just like, naming your abuser is just like watching every adult around you try to self-soothe. So yeah, Kara, it's definitely, but you're legally not allowed. Even though she was found liable, tell me what that is about. So yeah, like, that's the thing, because, like, this is the other thing that people get so mad about is, like, I'm allowed to tell my experience of what happened to me in a doctor's appointment. I am. I'm an Aries, Salmon. Oh, it's because you're in a UK, you're a Cancer. Nice. So a water sign, that makes sense. All right, I'll ask. That's crazy that they're silencing you like that, Kira. That must be so frustrating. Doxing is publicly exposing someone's private information without their consent. So I said a first name. That's not private. I could have even said his license number. That's not private. Like, it's all public information. Why is that the UK? Does the UK have a lot of different, like, rules like that? Mommy, hi. This can include full legal name, home address, workplace, phone number, photos, family members' information, any identifying details they didn't share themselves. Because that's the hard thing is, like, people became more obsessed with me than I was with him. And so they did everything to find my information, his information, everything about him. Why it's harmful. It opens someone up to harassment, stalking, and threats. Because that's, as I asked people, like, the moment that people thought that they found him, I was like, please stop sharing his information. And they wouldn't. So I had to turn my comments off. But people still were really upset. Aw, Salmon. Thank you for the gift. But yeah, doxing is often used as a weapon to punish or silence people. Talk about when the yoga studio got outed and I got terminated, even though they say I wasn't, but AI decentering men discuss duty over desire with host. That's right. So then Claude said, because I told Claude the prompt I gave her was someone on the live wants to know what doxing is. So she said, in Kendra's situation, she accidentally said her psychiatrist's first name. People ran with it, may or may not have found him, and started posting his full name and photos in her comments, even after she repeatedly asked them to stop. That's doxing. Even though she didn't do it intentionally, the harassment campaign used it to frame her as the aggressor while simultaneously doing the very thing they accused her of. The irony, the people defending him by spreading his information were the ones actually doxing him. Kendra asked them to stop. Kira, she watches you from a fake account. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that is like, this is just all, there's so much. All right, now, hold on. Okay. Well, something happened. Papa Meat. Aw, hi. Love you too. You guys, I'm grateful for you. Kira, it's been so nice to have you here and be in the chat. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everyone who speaks up about abuse by people in power. Because that's the thing. We got to start believing women. We have to start centering our own happiness. And it made me happy to tell my truth. It made me happy to be heard. Because men get away with taking advantage of people. Hey, how have you been today? Johnsy, hi. Pejorative. Yeah, I have chosen not to watch the swoop videos, but it's just all the same. It's all the same BS that I'm violent. I like laugh with my friends about that. Sarah was so funny. She was like, Kendra, there was this stupid woman on YouTube with purple hair. She's so dumb. She says you're violent. I'm like, yeah. And then also the racism thing. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. Okay, Kira, thank you so much for coming. It's just all the same Darvo BS that people have been saying about me. It's nothing new. And I refuse to let other women silence me. Yeah, I'm sure I am. I'm on a lot of podcasts. Bye, Kira. But yeah, like, it's the same thing. But you know what these people are doing? They're helping getting my story out. And they're saying that they care about the psychiatrist, but they're still talking about me and getting my story out. So I'm leaving a legacy of truth. Exactly. Thank you. Heather, I thank you for saying that. You just have to not care what people think about you. I do have healer energy. Thank you so much. I will heal the world. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it by telling my story. And this is what a lot of people didn't see is that, and thank you for the recognition, by the way, that every day I was like getting messages thanking me for telling my story because I changed people's lives. Good night, Em. Thanks for following me and thanks for being here. I appreciate you. And you know, it's a part of being a projector. And I was actually talking to Sarah about that today, that like, you know, my strategy is to wait for the invitation. And a lot of people were really freaking mad at me for telling my story and did not give me an invite. But many, 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 many people did. And so I continue to show up and be on here for the people who gave me the invitation, for the people who appreciated me sharing, for the people who saw my strength and courage. Oh, Teresa, I'm so glad my story resonated with you. Thank you. Because once again, us women, we've all been taken advantage of by men in power. And if we don't start speaking up, we're going to continue to be taken advantage of. Oh yeah, Kayla, I know. But that's the thing about being a projector is we just have to go, like, we have to focus on where the invite is. And the invite is here for me. You know, with a lot of people it's not, but that's okay. They're on their own path. They're doing their own thing. I need a beverage. Does anyone need a beverage? Oh, just kidding. Yeah, good luck and God bless to them. Exactly, Donna G. That's the other thing I want to say in my hold on. In my final part is like people didn't realize how Aries I am. Sun, Mercury, and Venus, all in Aries. Like, people trying to stop me made me want to fight harder. It made me want to be like, no, F you. Like, don't tell me what to do. Like, flip the table open. Like, over, you know, like, you can't control me. And I have a Gemini Mars. Like, come on. I'm gonna be like combative. And four planets in Capricorn. Like, people aren't gonna stop me. Leo Mars, let's go, Sarah. Yeah, like, oh, you think you can just call me some bad names and send me some mean words and I'm gonna stop and say, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for speaking my truth. I'm sorry for not prioritizing a man who has a lot of power over me, who exploited me. I'm so sorry. Oh, no, 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 no. Here I am still. What's up? Hello from Tucson. Bobby Gray, that was a question I'm genuinely curious. What are you genuinely curious about? Andromeda, could I get some motivation to do my skincare? The winter months make it harder. So I don't do any skincare in the morning. I'll maybe like put on some moisturizer or definitely sunscreen because I live in a desert climate. But like I don't even rinse my face in the morning. I just brush my teeth and put in my contacts and then put on sunscreen. But anyway, you just have to make it a part of your routine, Andromeda. Like I have a thing because I shower every night. And like I get out of the shower, I tone, I put my serum on, I'll moisturize my entire body while my serum is setting, and then I put on my moisturizer and put on my face oil. And it's because of that, like it's the same thing every night. It requires zero mental energy. So that's the most important thing with something like skincare is you just have it set up so there's no mental energy involved. Because if you have to think about it, for me, it's not gonna happen. 5:55, everybody. Yeah. What are you sorry about, Kayla Moonflower? Yeah, it was hard for me, like, because I went to the mineral springs. Ooh, yes, S. Emasculated men always try to belittle powerful, strong, independent women. Yeah, but other women do too. That's it. Like, so 121 in the chat. Let's go. I don't know why yeah. So that's the hard thing is like emasculated men also do that, but you know, men are just gonna men. Men in power are going to take advantage of women, and if they could be strong and independent, all the better. But other women see like a strong, independent woman and they're like, why does she get to act like that? Where was that when I needed to be that way? And so they project onto me. They get pissed. But yeah. Someone also asked me earlier in the live, like where my strength came from, and it's definitely like staying sober. Hey, Kat, I am doing well tonight. Yeah. It's been a good day. It's been a really good day. And I'm grateful for all the peeps that are in here tonight. I'm grateful to my mod, for Sarah. Thank you so much, Sarah. You did awesome tonight. And let me just ask if there's anything else that I need to cover. Yeah, I'm just not afraid. I'm not afraid. People can keep making YouTube videos about me. People can keep making content saying that they hate me. People are probably going to have a field day clipping this because like people, when I talk about the psychiatrist, like people go crazy. But it doesn't matter. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. And I'll be fine too. But yeah, it's very interesting what Kira said, that she can't say the name of her own therapist. And yeah, I would accept an apology from him, Brandon, not in person. An NDA, maybe. But yeah, if he truly cherished me, he would have like already, apologized, but he doesn't. He just said that as a breadcrumb. Well, the trolls learned from last time not to ask me about my hyperfocuses. You know, it was very fun talking about fertility awareness method last time, and because we got to talk about cervical mucus and we got to talk about abortions, and something that I don't think I made, maybe it was clear, but like I talk about the abortion that I had a while ago. So I found fertility awareness method in 2023. The abortion was in 2017. I was like 28. It was the start of my Saturn return. So I just want to make it clear that the fertility awareness method is, if you do it right, if you're really good at charting and taking your temperature every morning and tracking your cervical mucus, you can absolutely prevent pregnancy fully naturally. If you guys missed the last live that we were talking about that, I was talking about this book here. It changed my life. And it's just so easy to read. And I think that this is another part about women's empowerment is we're not taught about our bodies. We're not taught how to empower ourselves with knowledge about how our bodies work. And that's what I want. For all women to know that they don't have to just take a pill every day and numb the signs that their bodies give them. Like, when I learned this, oh my God, I was like, whoa. It empowered me so much. And so for all of the women here, start to learn about fertility awareness method. Like, learn to see the signs that your body clearly gives you, and like build your life in a really empowering way around your cycle. So Lex said thoughts on the Aura Ring for fertility awareness. I would not. I don't know about the Aura Ring. I have an Apple Watch and it tracks my sleep and my fitness. I listened to the Fertility Friday podcast, even though so I think that this book, if you're actually interested in practicing the fertility awareness method and learning how to use it as birth control, this is the only book. But the host of Fertility Friday, Lisa Jennings, I think her name is, she's a wealth of information, and I learned things from her podcast. She did her book is called The Fifth Vital Sign, and it's about how so many, like, we're not taught to see our cycle as a vital sign in our life. Like, when our cycle is off, it means our health is off as women, but doctors don't explain that to us. So to answer your question, Lex, she did get a question about it, and she doesn't think that it is accurate enough to use for charting. But she did give a caveat to that, because she's all for, like, I also learned this from her, to like stick the thermometer in my mouth, because that's the thing about basal body temp is you have to put your thermometer in right when you wake up, and then to bring it to temp for 5 minutes. So like I'll just stick it in and like lay there for 5 minutes and let it get to my body temp and then turn it on. And the thermometer doesn't work as well if it is, if you've had less than 4 hours of sleep. So she said that the Aura Ring is good to use as like a stand-in, because it takes your temperature throughout the night rather than just right once when you wake up. So she's like, if you're nursing a baby and getting up a bunch of times in the night but still want to rely on fertility awareness method, the Aura Ring can be good. So that is the caveat that she gave, that like the Aura Ring is important for that. Ooh, IOD. So I was actually just telling Sarah that manifestors are so drawn to me for telling my story, because Manifestors are incredible, and like I've gotten so many wonderful ones in my life since telling my story, because I think that they can really identify with me, because a lot of people are trying to control me, and manifestors are really, really powerful. And so what happens when manifestors don't do their strategy of informing is people try to control them. So I think that they watched all of these people like try to control me, and they were like, oh my God, this poor girl. But yeah, let me show you my favorite book. So this book, it is like $70. But this is my favorite book. I don't know. I have the Definitive Human Design. This is what it looks like. Exactly. So but that's the thing, IOD, is that like, yes, people get in their way, but if you inform, people will do anything they can to help you. But if you don't inform, they're going to get in your way. Yes. But manifestors are super cool. Yeah. Oh, don't worry, Maddie. Let me see. But yeah, so many cool manifestors. Yeah, in today's world, the manifestor's incredible gifts are their ability to act independently, to initiate action, and to impact others. That's what manifestors are here to do. They're here to have impact, and they do that. Yeah. Manifestors are not particularly interested in themselves, nor do they need to rely on other people to ask them or invite them in order to act on their authority. They are self-contained, independent agents. They tend to see others as rather alien, behind the times, and stuck or unable to move themselves out of predicaments. With their ability to glimpse the future, manifestors often feel as if they are waiting for everyone else to catch up. Yeah. The questions manifestors ask are, will I be answered? Will someone be enlivened by my impact or respond to my initiating questions? This underlying pressure to impact, to make things happen, is key to fulfilling their purpose. Manifestors are most comfortable when left alone to do as they please, yet the other three types are waiting for the manifestor to initiate them or a new process so each can contribute their essential part. Manifestors often look to the other types to provide the specific energy needed to complete what they themselves dream. In a perfect world, manifestors get things started, projectors, me, guide the process, generators, 70% of humanity, provide the energy to realize or complete it, and reflectors tell them how well it's going. Yeah, Sarah says all you can do is advise. You're on your own for the rest. Exactly. I'm like, you want me to do stuff? Absolutely not. But I'll advise. I'll tell you. And this is like, that's the thing too, and that's why the invitation is so good, because us projectors see things so clearly about what's going right and what's going wrong. And it wasn't until I became a coach that I was like, oh wait, people can pay me to tell them whether things are going right or wrong? Like, this is great. So that is why, like, I just stopped telling people what I thought unless they were paying me. Talia, what's up? Okay, yeah. So Andromeda, welcome. We hyper focus on human design here. I don't know why. There we go. So human design is based on the 7 chakras with 2 bonus ones. There are there's the spleen and the G center where our ego lives. And based on what is defined in your chart, it makes that like, okay, I'm getting a little tired, you guys. So after this, I think I'm going to go off, but let me refocus here. So based on what's defined in your chart, that is what makes you your type. So 70% of humanity has a defined sacral center. They're a generator. And generators are here, thank you, to do the work, to get things done, because they have this motor. And their strategy, every type has a strategy, is to wait to respond. So manifestors will come to the generator and say, hey, I'm thinking about this project. And then they use their sacral response of the or nuh-uh to let them know, like, do I want to give my energy to this? So that's generator. And there are two types of generators. There's just like a plain generator, which we love them. And then there's also manifesting generators. And manifesting generators have a defined sacral with one of their other like power centers connected to their throat chakra. I go to jovianarchive.com, but you can just look up human design chart and anything will come up. But Jovian Archive is like the founder of human design, Ra Uru Hu. He, that's his website, is Jovian. But yeah, so majority of the types are generators, majority of humanity. And then 20% of the types are projectors. We're here to see, to guide, but we have to be invited. And this is part of the pushback that I was getting because people weren't inviting me, but that's okay. Like I've said many times throughout this, I'm not here for them. And then, so generators are 70%, projectors are 20%, manifestors who are here to get things started are 9%, and manifestors have one of their power centers connected to their throat, so hence the informing, but no defined sacral. You feel a gravitational pull if it's right as a manifestor. Lady Kala, are you a manifestor? I love the manifestor super fans. And then 1% of the population is a reflector, and they have a completely open chart. But they're so influenced by what's going on around them. Their strategy is to wait 28 days. My first 5 clients were all 5 of the different types of human design. And it was in that moment, I was like, whoa, okay, human design is meant to be a part of my life. Like, I love that. Didn't realize until I was an adult. Did it like change your life to realize what informing does? Like it's pretty cool to watch a manifestor inform. But yeah, that was like wild when I pulled my 5th client's chart and she was a reflector and I was like, whoa, that's all of them. Like my first client was a manifestor. My next one was a manifesting generator. Then I signed a generator. Then I signed a projector. And then my 5th one was a reflector. And I was like, whoa, okay. I see. But yeah, human design is really special. I remember on the For You page, people were like, Kendra's in a cult called Human Design. And it was like, wait. No. But yeah, okay. I think it's time to go. Thank you so much. There we go. To Sarah for modding. Thank you everyone who came and who liked the live and sent me gifts and followed me. I'm so grateful. Thanks, Fritzell. Mary Jo, hi. So yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here, and I'm grateful for everyone. Thank you. I'm good, Mary Jo. I'm actually popping off right now, but I appreciate you all, and thank you so much. I will. Thank you to all the manifestors who came to the live tonight. Thank you for informing me, and yeah, let's go over. Before I go, I'm going to read off the habits that are causing women to disappear again, that we're going to let go, okay? You don't have a body, so we do have a body. We live in our body. We love our body. Be quiet. We're not being quiet anymore. We're done. We're done being quiet, especially us manifestors, the manifestors in my group, right? We're done being quiet, because being quiet only upholds the patriarchy. Number 3, be a people pleaser. We're just going to do what makes us happy, and we're not going to care what other people think about it. Number 4, no sexuality. We are sexual beings. It's how life goes on. It's okay to be sexual. 5, don't trust women. We trust women. We believe women. We love women. We trust other women. 6, duty over desire. No, we do what we desire, as long as it doesn't actively hurt other people. Duty over desire, no. The only duty we have is to ourselves. 7, be totally dependent on men for survival. We depend on ourselves for survival. We depend on each other for survival. That's it. Okay. All right, everybody. I adore you all. See you soon.